Hello and welcome to the discussion on the model 6 of corporate restructuring. So we'll today discuss about a form of restructuring called as expansion. As we discuss about in general different forms of restructuring, today we'll discuss what are the different types of expansions that we come across in the restructuring. Okay, we all familiar with the mergers, acquisitions and the takeovers. So these are the forms of expansion. So as we know, I am not talking more detailedly about here because in the model 1 and other models we discuss about mergers, right? So mergers are the types of merger. It can be like horizontal, vertical and conglomerate, and the takeover it can be friendly, hostile takeovers, right? So we'll directly deal with the other forms of expansion, that is the tender offer. What is this tender offer? Tender offer is a formal offer to purchase a given number of shares of a firm stock at a specified price. As we discussed in the model 5 about like tender offer, that is an offer given by acquiring firm to the public after making a public announcement. So tender offer is a formal offer given by acquiring firm to the public or the general shareholders for purchasing the shares. Right. The types of tender offer we come across as like fixed price tender offer, auction tender offer, open market repurchase program. So what is this types? So coming to that is first is fixed tender offer. So fixed tender offer, it involves a firm offering a single price to all the shareholders of a specific company of a shares for a given period of time. It offers higher premium price to the prevailing market price of the current stock, right? So fixed tender offer, here there is no choice for the shareholders, neither there is a discrimination price or differential prices. A single price for all the different category of shareholders, right? For all the shareholders it is the same price which is being offered, what we call as a fixed tender offer, right? So this the feature of the fixed tender offer is the offer is limited for a limited period of time. As I said, like the offer will get closed with a specified time frame. The offer may not be contingent with respect to time. In case of oversubscription, pro rata basis, right? If the acquiring firms get more number of shares than what it has been required, suppose say the acquiring firm requires 51% of the stake, if they get more response like 70%, now whom shares to be purchased, right? First come first serve, based on which they will buy the shares. Coming to the auction tender offer, what is this? Individuals offer from shareholders to participate by choosing the price from the range of offer number of shares to the tendering, right? Auction tender offer, what happens is here there is a differential prices are being given to the shareholders based on which auction is being conducted and the best price for which the shares are being accumulated. Open market purchase, what is nothing but also called as creeping tender offer. It is a process of gradually acquiring shares in the open market through the private transaction. So it is not about like publicly making any announcement of the acquisition of the shares. It is through private arrangement. An acquiring firm acquires the shares of a target company by taking the help of the stockbroking firms or by any other third party through which they acquire the shares to the public at a fair price, whichever the price which is been trading in the market with no new information prevailing. Because of new information will lead to changes in the price, hence there is no new information with the normal pricing, they try to acquire the share, what we call as the open market purchase. Fine. So auction is about giving an option with the range of prices. Fixed, acquiring company fix the prices to all the different shareholders. This is about like tender offer. Okay. The other form of forms of corporate restructuring we discuss about like strategic alliance, right? So strategic alliance is very common for any of the companies. If you just look at, so they have a multiple strategic alliance for the multiple different products and services. We find lot of strategic alliance for FMCG, banking. They do get alliance for rendering the better services. Basically, this comes into the picture where a firm looks into their value chain analysis. in their valuation analysis, if they want to strengthen their business and look for a newer opportunities, they would like to go for strategic alliance, and this is a one of the step towards for mergers. Firms initially they go for strategic alliance. If the partnership is very successful, they convert this alliance into the joint venture, and the venture is more successful and friendly, then there is a possibility of merger take place. This is how the sequence. Initially they enter with the alliance. Okay, now let's look at what is this alliance is. So alliance is a kind of strategic partnership. It is only a partnership between two or more companies jointly share resources, capabilities, distinctive competencies to achieve common business goal. So possibility what we find in the strategic alliance is there is no contribution of financial capital. It is only the contribution or the sharing of the capabilities, the resources, or the any technology. If we just look at the sharing of distribution, sharing of marketing resources, sharing of sales resources, sharing of advertisement resources, right? Sharing of technology. This is where we find the alliance between the different brands or different products with the similar competitors also, right? The same competitor can form a alliance to try to render to the services. We find many such examples in the telecom sector also, right? So the fixed lane, the towers are being shared, the BSN tunnels are being shared by the private partners. This is a common form of strategic alliance. So different types of alliance are like partnering with suppliers and purchasing agreements. One is with the suppliers. They try to get into the alliance for a long-term contract. As I say, it is only a partnership, is a long-term contract they get into for long-term business growth, long-term business flow of the business. Agreement on marketing, distribution and technical services. The other strategic alliance can be on the marketing of products, distribution of the products, technical services, right? So why do the firm choose for strategic alliance? The reason they choose is initially the firms, it might be an acquiring firm or target firm, irrespective of it, what kind of a firm it is and which category they fall into, right? They find that the growth through which they are moving into the business is very, very slow. The reason is they don't have the core competency in terms of distribution network, core competency in terms of advertisement, core competency with respect to technology upgradation, or in terms of marketing resources. They try to take the help of established firms, right? If let's say in FMCG or pharmaceutical, they tie up with HUL, which has a very strong network in terms of marketing the products. If we say banks with insurance companies, again they form an alliance in terms of marketing insurance or other banking or financial products through the banking channel with an SBI, which has a highest number of branches and widely spread in the rural markets. That is one of the reasons why the firm goes is they have presently very slow growth and they want to increase the speed of the growth. It is possible with the alliance. The second reason why the firm goes for strategic alliance is standard growth rate, right? By going through the strategic alliance, they can achieve the growth or a very stable growth rate, right? The third reason is rapid change in the technologies. Other important thing what we find is, since the technology is been getting upgraded, right, year on year in the phasely manner, the firms may not be able to cope up with the new technologies, right? So what do is they will try to get into the alliance with other company which is highly technocrat or advanced technology, which helps them to share the technology and upgrade themselves with the newer technologies. These are the reasons why the firms goes for alliance, right? Few such examples, by looking at this we can get more clarity why the firm goes for strategic alliance. Like ICICI Bank and Vodafone has gone in a strategic alliance for M-Pesa. That is, a Vodafone is a mobile based company, or ICICI Bank, right? So it is used, they take the help of telecommunication, banks are using the help of telecom companies, right, to pass on the message, or provide a internet banking services, a better internet banking services to the customers, right? Then Tata Teleservices with HUL, right? Tata Teleservices want to reach to the larger market or the rural market. They tied up with HUL with the help of distribution network of HUL to market the telecom products of Tata Teleservices. HUL with Basket Online, sale of Knorr products, right? HUL has tied up with Basket Online, sale of Knorr. That is online is a basically in a food based products. Fiat Cristal Technology Distribution. Fiat and Cristal is a competitor in the automobile. They went in the alliance for technology sharing and for the distribution. If we just look at here, they try to share only the capabilities, not the financial resources. So strategic alliance is only sharing of resources, capabilities, talent, expertise, not with respect to funding. Okay. Few of the examples, let's look at more here. Mahindra and Mahindra enter into strategic alliance with Ford. Both are competitor, both are equally competitor, but look at for what reason they have gone for collaboration. To explore collaboration electrical vehicles, right? So both went into collaboration in the research and development, Mahindra and Ford, to explore a new electrical vehicle, right? That is where the alliance between the two companies. Then there is also alliance, strategic alliance between Bharti Airtel and Samsung, right? So now just look at how the alliance is helpful. Bharti Airtel announced a strategic alliance to bring a range of affordable 4G smartphone, right? Samsung wants to bring the smartphone with the upgradation of technology with the network, right? By having an alliance, both will partner together and try to upgrade the technology, which increases the speed, increases the brand name, and increases the customer database, or increases subscription of Airtel, and also the Samsung will also get benefited. Right? This is how the partnership between Airtel and the Samsung for the strategic alliance. Okay. Now let's look at the other form of restructuring, that is joint venture. As I said, like initially any firms look for restructuring with the form of strategic alliance. If this alliance are more successful and giving fruitful result, they try to look for funding. That is what we call as a joint venture. That is a one step ahead of strategic alliance. Now let's try to understand what is this joint venture is all about. So joint venture is about to form a separate independent organization for strategic purpose. That is, two or more firms jointly form to create a new legal entity, right? For the purpose here is the two parties which may be individual or companies, one of them are resident or both are resident. It might be a possibility in the form of FDI. A foreign company wants to enter in India, they have to look at for a partnership, compulsory partnership they have to look at as per the regulations, or within the same country they are looking for a partnership. If we just look at Hero Honda, when Honda wants to enter India 30 years back, they look for a partnership with the Hero. Hero was into the cycles, Honda was into automobiles. They want to enter in India. Government was not allowing 100% ownership. So they look for a partner. Similarly, when you just look at the other partners, the Vodafone want to enter in India, right? So they again look for in the form of merger. Currently you look at the Walmart want to enter in India, they took the help of Flipkart. So this is how they look at the route of joint venture to enter into the other country, or within the country they would like to expand the business. Fine. So what is that they share in the joint venture? Not only the technology, the capability, the resources sharing take place, it also the ownership, operational responsibility, and financial risk and reward is also being shared here. So in this, the risk and reward, the return and risk is being shared, the ownership is shared between the partners. Fine. So different types of joint ventures. So what are the different types of joint ventures we come across? So the different types of joint ventures what we come across here is, one is partial equity based joint venture, equal equity based joint venture. When you say partial equity based joint venture, here it is only certain proportion of joint venture. If you just look at recent a case of joint venture between Reliance Jio and with Facebook, right? It's a very partial joint venture between Indian Reliance Jio telecommunication with social media Facebook. They started a Jio Mart, a new business entity. The partnership is only for 9.99% of stake, right? Only a very small proportion of stake. When I say equal equity based joint venture, where there is a 50-50% of venture, equally both the parties contribute a equal proportion of stake and start up the business. Okay. If you just look at here as an example, here Mahindra Limited and Ford has signed a definitive agreement to create a joint venture that will develop, market and distribute Ford brand vehicles in India and Ford brand and Mahindra brand vehicles in high growth emerging markets around the world. As we discussed in previously that they were having a strategic alliance. First they entered into strategic alliance. Mahindra and Ford, they entered into a strategic alliance, right? So this alliance was successful. Then the alliance got converted into the strategic joint venture with 49 and 51% stake. That is almost equal proportion of stake with a 1% difference into the stake. Okay. So as I said, like this joint venture is the next step in the strategic alliance forged between 2017 and 2017. They form a strategic alliance. Now in 2020, the strategic alliance got converted into a joint venture. Okay, this is one form of example of joint venture, that is equal proportion of joint ventures. There is also another example. IBM and Vodafone created a joint venture to boost multi-cloud connectivity. Right, again, IBM is a technology based company, Vodafone is a telecom based company. They form a joint venture. It is not for a strategic alliance, it is for a joint venture to boost multi-cloud connectivity that will help for both Vodafone as well as like IBM. Okay, so reasons for joint venture. One is pooling of complementary resources. One is the complementary, so as I said, like one company will have a resources in the form of technology, the other company will have a resource in the form of like resources, raw material, right? If you look at the case of like Hero Honda, Honda has a resources of technology. Honda used to share only the engine, right? Other all rest part of the Hero Honda vehicle were manufactured in India. They are going to contribute only the engine from Japan and the rest parts were manufactured in India. This is how complementary resources, pooling of complementary resources. Access to raw material, other important thing is why do they go is access to the raw material, right? Then access to the new market. Joint venture will help to enter the new markets. Okay. As we said, discussed the previous case of Mahindra and Ford, right? They were trying to exchange the brands, right? So Ford wants to sell the brands in the emerging markets and Mahindra wants to sell the brands in the developed markets. That is entering in the two different brands in the two different markets. Diversification of risk. By having joint venture, what happens? The risk sharing is between the two partners. If it is only one subsidiary of a company, right, the risk would be borne by only the one company. By having a joint venture, what happens? If tomorrow the venture got failed, the risk would be shared between the two partners equally. And also both the partners are responsible, hence they work towards the profitability of the business rather than in terms of gaining or taking the risk. The reason of other joint venture is economy of scale. Since there is a complementary resource sharing takes place, raw material sharing takes place, technology sharing takes place, market sharing takes place. So hence they can try to improve the economy of the scale, reduce the cost of production, reduce the cost of goods sold and increase the profitability. These are the reasons why the firm goes for joint ventures. Right. There is also failure of joint venture. right? The 30 plus year old joint venture, Honda and Hero and Honda, it has after 30 years, they got separated. That is a failure, or the reason for failure or reason for separation. What is the reason? Because they have a difference in partnership. Expected technology never developed. One, the reason why the venture may fail is, so the sharing of resources, the sharing of capability as what it was been promised, and it is not successful, then what happens? The joint venture will get fail. This is the same thing it happened in the case of like Hero Honda, right? So Hero wants to develop its own brand in the market, but since the partnership were the directly competitor, so hence it created difference of management decisions, and hence that made them to break up the long merger, long joint venture. Inadequate replanning and profitability and financial conflict. The other reason why do the joint venture fails is because there is no proper planning of venture or profit sharing or financial conflict in terms of risk sharing. Refusal to share knowledge and cultural differences. The other thing is why do joint venture fail is knowledge sharing will not happen, because if they are very stringent, so knowledge sharing doesn't take place naturally, it creates a conflict and the venture will lead to a failure venture, and the cultural difference between the two companies will also the reason for failure in the joint ventures. Okay. Advantage of joint venture, achieving economy of scale, that is one thing as discussed. Guarantee source of supply. Other advantage is by having this venture, we have a sure long-term access to the raw materials, right? Increase the economy of scale, spreading market risk and reward. The other thing is sharing of risk and reward. But the disadvantage is loss of effective management control. Since it is two management, so anything you take a decision, you have to take the approval of the partner, right? It is like a more of like partnership. The partners get involved. The decision involvement would be from the both the sides of the management. Chances of spreading competitive sensitive information. This is another reason why joint venture disadvantage is because one side it is a joint venture, the other side is the owner. If it's like case of like Hero Honda and Hero Motors and the Honda has come up with own brand called Honda Shine, right? Hero has come up with its own product, Hero's product, right? And other side Hero Honda. There is a very high chance of spreading a sensitive information of joint venture with the parent company that will lead to conflict of interest. So these are the disadvantages. Okay. So this will stop the discussion on this forms of expansion. In the next class, we'll discuss about contraction. Thank you.